Today we've got a little bit of a treat. This is the newly arrived, newly manufactured Mr. Jones Watches. Oh, I've put the box in the wrong way around. This is their new limited edition that they've just released. Pretty plain packaging there. You'll have seen by the title of the video anyway. This one's called the Interrobang. I will just try to get it out of its slipcase without destroying it. Very tight fit. So Mr. Jones seem to be now reusing the same packaging, which is fine. This has happened on the last couple. I think previous ones have had some printing on the box, but this box is now just plain. The Interrobang, designed by Chris Fritton. So that's the info. I'll put this up. I'll put a link to the site on all of this stuff. But Chris Fritton, they show a few videos on the Mr. Jones site about how he does his printing. And it's a pretty specific process that produces a kind of rainbow colours, which the Interrobang is. The dials are printed that way. So this, when you picked from the Interrobang, when you were buying it, you got to pick from sort of 1 to 100. There were 100 issued, but the way that he prints the dials, within that 1 to 100, you got different colour variants. So there were kind of 25 of each variant: the greens, the blues, and you got to pick which one you wanted. I picked this because it's kind of bright and cheerful, and I was pretty happy when it arrived. It's a very cool colour variant, which is the orange. I'll put a link up to the site about all this anyway. I haven't even worn this one. It comes on the pretty standard Mr. Jones leather strap, which is, it's not bad. It probably will wear in okay. It is a Mr. Jones produced for them, so it's actually got a signed buckle with the Mr. Jones watch logo on it, and Mr. Jones Watches printing on the back of the band. But it's just a basic stitched leather strap, nothing to write home about. Bit stiff, may loosen up over time. I don't know whether people wear these things as a daily wear or not, but this thing, I reckon, would be a bit of a strap monster. You could try some other variations here. I think it's an 18 from memory. And quick release. This one's a quick release. The last one I got came on a mesh strap. The mesh strap is okay, but I'd be exploring different options for straps for these ones if you were going to keep it as a daily wearer. And this one will be not a daily wearer for me, but not a buy and flip. So the whole thing with the Interrobang, and I'll put up a link again in the description to what it's all about and a brief description of what the Interrobang is, the marketing character that was developed. Now, what happens here is basically at a time of day, the hands will come together. It's midday, so it's after midday. I'll go all the long way around. Midday and midnight, the two characters come together, the exclamation mark and the question mark, to form the new mark, which is called an Interrobang, which is a question mark, exclamation mark combination. And that forms the Interrobang. Now, there was something that I contacted Mr. Jones about, which I had seen on the original photos of this, and I thought it was just a prototype error, but what it actually is, these characters were, this is not a printing fault on the exclamation mark there, it's actually the way it's supposed to be, and that was because the font that they chose for both the question mark and the exclamation mark is from an old wood printing sort of font, and I'll again confirm that in a text there, but because of how they printed it, it comes up with what looks like a printing error on the exclamation mark, but it isn't. That's how it's supposed to be from the wood print font, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, all of them are exactly the same, a rough edge to the end of the exclamation mark, and that's just because of the what they wanted in the hands there, the cool kind of shape to the question mark and exclamation mark with the tapering down to the point. So that was deliberate. Anyway, as you'll see by the other photos I put up, it's a very, very cool dial. I'm going to get rid of that. Standard Mr. Jones case. All of Mr. Jones's cases are exactly the same, and it's a cool enough case. It goes away, disappears because it's a nice enough produced stainless steel case. But really, Mr. Jones watches are all about the dial and the way that the movements interact. So, the movement is a basic quartz movement, but it's what happens with the hands and the dial and the way they interact that what Mr. Jones is famous for.